Hey fam, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I am going to show you how to create this gray smoky eyes with a touch of glitter, because a lot of you have asked me to do a tutorial using glitter, and I know it looks a little bit silver but it's actually like a pinkish tone, like a rose gold. So I really hope that you guys enjoy this tutorial. Please don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends and makeup besties. Also make sure you stay in touch by following my other social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. So without further ado, let's begin this video. Alright, so the first thing that I did was apply an eye base, and I am using this one for the first time. This one is from Kat Von D, the Lock It Eye Primer, and it actually worked really well, very easy to use as you can see, and I applied it top and bottom and I blended out with my finger. Then I moved on to the Naked Urban Decay palette, which I was very excited to use because I know a lot of you own these palettes, so it's gonna be super easy to recreate this look. You don't have to go and buy it unless you don't own it. But it's actually like a very old palette, but it's just beautiful. Then I'm going to use that shadow brick and I'm going to apply it right on the crease, doing windshield wiper motion, going back and forth, and making sure that I build up the color so it helps me blend those darker eyeshadows. So you want to make sure you really diffuse this color up to the tail of the brow, to the inner corner, and you erase any harsh lines. Then I'm moving on to this color called Sin with this flat brush from Tarte, and I am applying it right on the bridge of the brow, where the arch of the brow is, and that's gonna give me an instant brow lift. Then I'm going to go back and blend out the edges. Then I'm moving on to the shadow Gunmetal with this brush from Sigma. This is the E45, and first I am dabbing the color on the outer part of the eye, the outer E of the eye, and I am blending it out and I'm diffusing it inward to the inner corner of the eye. So you want to make sure that you start very softly and then you build up the color as you go, especially because it's such a dark color, so you don't want to be like super intimidated by it when you apply like a chunk of it. So start small, and then when you feel comfortable you can just stop. You don't have to do this look as dark as I did, but you know, you can if you want to. Then you want to go and grab the shadow Toasted and apply it with a flat brush right all over the lid. And as you can see, this is an eye that is like a frost eye. I will call it like a frost eye because it's not matte, and you don't concentrate the matte on the outer part and just leave the inner corner like glittery. I'm just doing it all over the eye and it just looks so beautiful and so sparkly. Then I am going to add this pigment, which is so beautiful. This one is from Tarte. I leave the name down below because I don't know it from the top of my head, but it's so pretty, and you do want to grab a little bit of it and start building it up because it's really pigmented, but it just like amped the color and it's just gorgeous. So I'm just blending out the edges, making sure everything is nice and no harsh lines. Then I'm going to grab this Buxom pencil and I'm going to start drawing like a little bit of a wing on the outer part. And even if it looks messy, that's okay, because we're gonna go and smudge it out with this smashbox brush, which is like a pointy brush. Hold your eye like I'm holding it, so that way you get more precision and you really blend out the edges, because with this type of product you do want to be a little bit more like harsh on it. Then I am going to grab this shadow called Creep and I'm applying it with an angle brush right over the liner, because we want to intensify it and kind of like set it, and also make sure that the line looks like a smoked out line and there is no harsh edges, so the shadow will help it diffuse a lot farther. And once you do that, as you can see, it's now well diffused. I am going to grab a white bee. I love this one's from MAC, and they're super gentle on the eyes, on the skin, so you can just go back and start working on your skin, on your foundation, without having to clean up farther. So I just love that they don't leave any oil residue, and as you can see, look at that sharp edge. Yes. And then that's it. So there you have your smoked wing eyeliner, and then we're gonna move on to add the touch, the final touch to the eyes, which is this glitter pigment from Stila, which is in the color Kitten, and I just love this one so much. You apply it from the inner corner all the way to the center of the eye, and then you just blend out the edges with a pencil brush, and voila. So then now we're moving on to the lashes, and I'm using this one's by Huda Beauty in the style Jade number 13. They're so pretty. But first, I like to apply mascara always before applying my lashes, just because I like to reuse my lashes a couple times. And if I apply mascara to the falsies, like they're gonna start being clumpy, and you don't want to reapply mascara on top of mascara on top of mascara. So that's why I love to apply mascara first before applying the false lashes. And to finalize the eye makeup, I am going to be applying the black pencil from Buxom in the upper and lower waterline. And now let's move on to the skin. So I'm going to be applying the Soothing Facial Mist in Rose Water from Garnier. And I'm just going to apply this all over. And this is just going to hydrate my skin, and it smells so good. And then I move on to the primer from Too Faced Hangover. And I am just going to apply this all over my skin. And as you can see now, my skin is glowing, it's hydrated, and it's super smooth. And now it's perfect for the foundation application. That's what's important. You always want to prep your skin really well before the foundation. I am using here the Elcie foundation in the shade Sand, if I'm not mistaken. If not, I'll put it down below in the description for the shades. And I'm just applying it all over with my finger, and then I'm just blending it out with a beauty blender. And as you can see, the shade, it's a little darker than my face tone, but if you see my chest, my neck, and my shoulders, which you can't see here, they are a little bit more tanner because I was in Hawaii and I still have that tan, but and I can't believe it's going away. But that's how you want to choose your foundation. You want to make sure you match that neck and you match that chest, because you want to make sure you're one even skin tone throughout. Then once you apply the concealer, everything is gonna balance out, and the bronzer. So here I'm using the Radiant Creamy Concealer from NARS, and I'm applying it underneath my eyes to make sure those eyes pop. Forehead, bridge of nose, a little bit on the Cupid's bow, and on my chin. And then I'm starting to blend it out with the same damp beauty blender. Also, the residue from the beauty blender of the foundation is just gonna make sure that everything just blends very nicely and there is no harsh lines in between that foundation and concealer. To set, I'm gonna be using the Patrick Collab with MAC, the translucent powder, and I'm applying this with another beauty blender. This is the blush beauty blender, and I am applying it right underneath my eyes, and I'm also bringing it up to the bridge of, to the sides of the nose, and also applying a little bit on the bridge of the nose. This is just gonna give me a very natural nose contour. This is a quick tip that I can share with you guys. I typically don't contour my nose very so often, but this little trick, this just helps contour the nose very naturally and without any lines, harsh lines, or a lot of definition. Then I'm applying the Hello Flawless powder from Benefit in the shade Champagne all over where I'm going to bronze, and then I'm using the Park Avenue Princess highlight and contour kit from Tarte, and I'm using that shade that I show you guys, and I'm applying this with a BH Cosmetics fluffy brush, like a all over all over bronzer. And I like to apply enough where I see that my face look a little slimmer, because once I put the translucent powder underneath, it's really gonna accentuate that bronzer. So I don't really like to apply way too much. I like to wait first to see what the translucent powder does, and then if I do need more, then I will add more. And then also I applied it on the forehead, on the sides of my forehead. Just a quick tip, always apply it to the forehead, because it's just gonna even out everything, and you're not gonna look like you have two streaks, like cutting your face in the middle. Everything is gonna look very seamless on the skin. Then once I put the translucent powder on the sides, I'm going to go ahead and take off that translucent powder from underneath my eyes, and I immediately take off that translucent powder from the sides. I don't like to leave it there for too long, because then it's gonna create two streaks, white streaks, and it's just not gonna be cute. Then I'm going to finish up the under eye, and I use the same light brown that I used from the beginning of the eye, and then I am using the Big T's mascara from Buxom for my bottom lashes, but I am keeping it very simple on my bottom lash line, as you can see. Now I'm using the Huda Beauty highlighter palette, and I am using actually two highlighters. I'm using this one that is more yellow base, and the other one that is a little bit more rosy, and I'm applying the one that is a little bit more rosy in the middle of that yellow and bronzer, like right there, to give me that blush effect. And it actually turned out really good. It was giving me a lot of like unicorn vibes, which I was really loving, and the colors were blending very nice together, and it just gave me this bomb highlight. Then I applied it a little bit on the bridge of my nose, and also I applied a little bit on my Cupid's bow. And once you put on the highlighter basically all over your face, we want to finalize the look with the lips. So I've been loving this lip combo. So I be putting on a brown lip liner and line my lips with it, and then pair it up with a pink lipstick. This one is from YSL and the lip liner is from Gerard Cosmetics, and I'll list the shades down below. But I've just been loving this combo because it just makes your lips look a little bit more plumper, and it just gives you this I don't know, like this pouch effect to your lips that is so pretty, and it photographs so beautifully. So definitely try it out. And then we're going to set up the makeup with the Gallany. Look at that setting spray, it's so beautiful. The Gallany setting spray, and voila. So this is basically the finished look, guys. I really hope that you all enjoy this tutorial. If you do recreate it, please tag me on Instagram and use my hashtag Kamila Bravo, because I would love to see your recreations, or tag me on Facebook or Twitter. And yeah, let me know in your comments, in the comment section below, if you enjoyed this look. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and share with your friends and makeup besties. And of course, don't forget to check me out in Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye!